I know everybody now heard about, the young girl who was supposedly hung. Come to find out, there's a lot of things surfacing, supporting evidence towards the fact that these things might be a hoax. And at the end of the day, I was going to leave it alone and let it be what it is. But at the end of the day, I really don't play with these type of situations. I take things like this seriously because, looking back in the past, dealing with the police culture and, police inactivity, dealing with them, and how, things have acquired throughout, our past, with individuals dying at the hand of police or at the hand of racist white men that run America, so at the end of the day, I take this kind of seriously, so I'm like, okay, boom, I'm not going to say nothing, but, it's been in my mind. I think the ancestors was hinting that, bro, you need to speak and you need to say something, So, I want to get clear cut to the point. I want to keep it real with y'all if I can, family. I want to welcome everybody to God Box. Thanks everybody for their, they love and they support. Thank you for following us, man. Like I said, man, we just up and down running. We starting out, man. But at the end of the day, like we said, bro, we got a message to get across to the people. And that's what it is we're trying to do. Once again, I'm your host, King Netjer, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. But when it comes to situations like this, family, black people, melanated people, or whatever you want to call yourself. Me, personally, let me tell you a little something about me. I don't really care what it is, what title you want to fall under, because I'm beyond that aspect right now. I don't conform to earthly titles. What it is I conform to is vibrations, is frequencies. I don't conform to them titles. Oh, king, when people approach me as such, I understand the context of what you're coming from. So it's accepted, brother and sister. Don't get it wrong. But I don't conform to these things because the spirit is boundless. The divine aspect that inhabits this physical vessel is boundless. There is no name or no title to which can express it. Only the actions thereof. So we're not going to get into that because that's not what I posted up about. But at the end of the day, family, let's go ahead and get into what we really came to sit down and speak about at this discussion hour. It's crazy because you got these situations, they pop off. A lot of people say, oh, they hoax, bro, you need to do you. And okay, that's besides the point. Because sometimes things go on in this world and you can't understand and you don't catch it right off the bat and it takes some time. But I want to say to the individuals that screaming, and I do believe something needs to be done, but please believe, in understanding what perspective and what context I do believe something needs to be done in. Not talking about protesting or occupying or anything in that nature. I'm not talking about the turn the other cheek method. I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm about. But at the end of the day, the individuals that screaming that something needs to be done. Oh, we need to do something. Yo, we need to kill them crackers. We need to kill them savages. Oh, I agree. But are we foundationally stable enough to make that type of action? What do I mean? Economically speaking, once we, commit these actions, right? Do we have a place for the individuals that partook in these type of missions to go for refuge? If individuals get hurt, do we have medical facilities to send them to with trusted individuals to take care of them? You know what I'm saying? When we do launch the idea and we put our perspectives out there and we get a ground basis of where we're coming from, do we have a military presence to back those things up? This is when I say it is right to do those things because the enemy that we're going up against has all of these things foundation. Economics, military support, political standing, community support, society support. All of these things, they have all of these things standing. These are the things that we lack. We don't have these things. So when it comes to, jumping the gun, we really have to sit back and take a keen analysis of self and what's going on in the mind and what it is we're thinking about before we administer action on a certain, activity or situation that has jumped off or transpired. So my whole entire point was for this though. Whoever, and we know that there's a war going on. This is what we need to understand as a people. You know, there's going to be many distractions, but we have to keep our eye on the goal. We know that there's a war going on, but how do you perceive the war? You know, because currently right now there is a physical war. Excuse me, before I say that and I term it wrong. There is a physical war against the black individual, the melanated people. Facts. That is true. But what war is transpiring more that is taking the overshadowing of all of the above? The spiritual warfare. What man has neglected and abandoned. The spiritual concepts. You know, don't let the clothes fool you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the sweater shit talking fool you. You know, at the end of the day, man, I'm here for the people. To unite and unify with the people. You know, at the end of the day, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful manner, I mean this as respectfully as I can possibly state it. I don't care what it is you claim or what title it is you fall under, what you have adopted, you know, to identify yourself with. I understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, I have a right to either identify with what it is you're presenting or not identify with what it is you're presenting. You know? So, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what you believe. What matters is, as a collective, a community, unity. You can extract that word out of community, unity, because that's what it takes to build a community. You know? Once you have that unity that is needed in order to erect a community that is stable and strong, then individuals can move and act in this manner. You know, but like I was saying, family, it's a lot deeper than what the media is portraying and what it is we see on TV and what we read in the newspaper, what we hear on the radio on the way to work. You know, it's a lot deeper, and I sit and I think, like, what are we doing as a unit? What are we doing as a people? Are we supporting individuals the way we need to be supporting individuals, or are we just talking about it? You know, once again, like I said, it doesn't matter what it is you believe in, those earthly titles that bound you here. It is a spirit that I am trying to identify with, not your physical. You have to understand this. Because what if you're a man and I'm not on the faggotry and I want to truly understand what your spirit is? Or what if you're a woman and I'm not on the lesbo shit and I want to really understand what your spirit is? You know? So at the end of the day, we can't let these titles divide us. We can't let what we believe divide us, even though we allow it. Because we adopt problems in situations that have really nothing to do with us. You know? We're struggling economically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, in any other way that you can possibly think of. This is what the ancients, this is what our ancestors meant when you hear that word, that notion that everybody throws around as if it's like some type of catchphrase, man, know thyself. They meant that in every aspect of being imaginable. And that's the facts. But once again, like I said, family, you know, we really just got to keep our eyes open, man, and support one another as a unit in the community, man. And understand that our characteristics and what we believe in differentiate from other things. You know, they differ. You know, and that's what makes us unique as a people, because that's what makes us different. And this is what we have to understand as a people. Once again, you are tuned in to God Box. Talk that shit, man. Or walk that shit. Many people ain't gonna agree with what we got going on, but like I said, at the end of the day, here at God Box, we here to cater to the individuals that really want to hear about knowledge despite what an individual might believe in. We're here to cater to the youth. You know, we're not here to cater to niggas that's stuck in 45 years old, stuck in their ways. We're not here to cater to none of that. We let you deal with you, and we can deal with the individuals that we can help develop mentally and spiritually. and get us back to greatness like we once was. A lot of people are saying that the fight is over. It depends on how you look at the fight. What perspective and context are you looking at the fight in? This is what matters. What will determine whether, you feel me, your statement is relevant or irrelevant. Once again, I'm your boy King Netjer. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to God Box. Keep your head, hold your head, and it's always peace. Talk that shit.